The sun was just starting to rise, painting the sky with pink and orange. It was a beautiful sight, one that promised a new beginning and endless possibilities. The colors blended seamlessly, creating a masterpiece that could only be crafted by nature itself. At the airport in Montreal, people were getting ready for their flights. The terminal was bustling with activity, a microcosm of the world in motion. Passengers moved with purpose, each step taking them closer to their destinations. The air was filled with the sounds of announcements, rolling suitcases, and the hum of conversations. You could feel the excitement in the air. Some people were happy to be going home after vacation, carrying souvenirs and memories. Their faces lit up with joy as they recounted their adventures to anyone who would listen. The souvenirs they carried were not just objects, but tokens of experiences that would stay with them forever. Others were excited to start new adventures, their hearts full of dreams. They looked forward with anticipation, imagining the new places they would see and the new people they would meet. Their eyes sparkled with the thrill of the unknown, and their steps were light with the promise of new beginnings. There were families laughing together, excited kids, and parents trying to keep track of bags and tickets. The children's laughter was infectious, spreading smiles to everyone around. Parents, though slightly frazzled, shared in the joy, their hearts warmed by the excitement of their little ones. Young couples whispered to each other, holding hands, their futures feeling as big and open as the sky. They shared dreams and plans, their love a beacon of hope and possibility. Each whisper was a promise, each touch a reassurance that they were embarking on this journey together. It was an ordinary day, and everyone was boarding Air India Flight 182, yet in the ordinary, there was something extraordinary. Each person carried with them a story, a dream, a hope, and as they boarded the plane, those dreams took flight, soaring into the sky with the promise of new horizons. Flight 182, a big Boeing 747 airplane called Emperor Kanishka, was ready to go. The aircraft stood majestically at the gate, its engines humming with anticipation. Ground crew buzzed around, ensuring everything was in perfect order for the long journey ahead. It was a symbol of how smart people are and how we can travel the world. This massive machine, a marvel of engineering, represented human ingenuity and the desire to connect distant lands. As it soared into the sky, it carried with it the hopes and dreams of its passengers. The flight was going from Montreal to London, and then on to Delhi and Bombay. This route was a lifeline, bridging continents and cultures, bringing people closer together. Each stop on the journey held its own significance, a blend of history, culture, and personal stories. On board were 329 people, men, women, and children, all with their own stories, all connected on this journey. Each passenger had a unique reason for being on this flight, yet they were all united by the shared experience of travel. There was a family, the Patels, going back to India after living in Canada. They had spent years building a life in a new country, and now they were returning to their roots. The airport was filled with mixed emotions as they said their goodbyes. Their bags were full of presents, and they felt sad to leave their home here. Each gift was a token of love, a piece of their Canadian life to share with family back in India. The journey was bittersweet, filled with both excitement and melancholy. There was a young student named Harpreet, flying back to surprise her grandparents. She had been studying abroad, and this trip was a chance to reconnect with her roots and family. Her heart raced with anticipation as she imagined the joy on their faces. Her bag was full of books and dreams for the future. Each book represented a step towards her goals, a future she was determined to build. As she read on the plane, her mind wandered to the possibilities that lay ahead. And there was the pilot, Captain Hans, a kind man with years of experience, getting ready for another flight. He had seen countless journeys, each one unique, and he took pride in ensuring the safety and comfort of his passengers. His calm demeanor and expertise were a reassuring presence in the cockpit. High above the ocean, the plane flew through the clouds, its engines humming a steady tune. The vast expanse of water below seemed endless, a serene blue canvas stretching to the horizon. Against the backdrop of the immense sky, the airplane looked like a tiny speck, almost insignificant in the grand scheme of things. It was a peaceful morning, with the sun casting a gentle glow over the scene. Inside the cabin, passengers were engaged in various activities. Some were reading books or magazines, others were deep in conversation, and a few were catching up on sleep. The steady hum of the engines provided a comforting background noise. Flight attendants moved gracefully through the aisles, serving food and drinks with practiced ease. The atmosphere was calm and orderly, a typical flight on a typical day. But then, without warning, a terrible, loud noise shattered the tranquility. The suddenness of it caught everyone off guard, and panic quickly spread through the cabin. It was 8:14 in the morning on June 23, 1985, a moment that would be etched in history forever. A bomb, hidden in a suitcase, had exploded on Air India Flight 182. The force of the explosion was devastating, tearing through the aircraft with brutal efficiency. The plane was destroyed in an instant. It broke apart and disappeared from radar screens, leaving behind only confusion and despair. The aftermath was a scene of unimaginable grief and tragedy. Families and friends of the passengers were left to grapple with the sudden loss of their loved ones. The ocean, which usually connects people, became a symbol of loss and sorrow. 329 innocent lives were lost that day, their futures stolen in an instant. The waves, once a source of beauty and wonder, now carried the weight of a terrible tragedy.